What's going on, guys? Your boy Amazing. We're back with another video, and in today's video, guys, me going over the best gear sets for each of the Attack on Titan collab characters so that you guys know what to do when using them in Grand Cross. So let's hop into the video. Before we actually hop into the video, make sure to subscribe to your boy Amazing. We are on the road to the 40,000 subscribers, man. If you guys have not hit that subscribe button already, definitely make sure to, man. And with that out of the way, let's hop in and go over each of the collab characters and their best gear sets. So we'll start with the older collab characters, and then we'll get to the Levi and the Eren as well. So first things first, Mikasa. So Mikasa is a character that is made to be a supportive character in PvE. If you guys don't know what her Holy Relic does in PvE battles, if the allies in the battlefield are all human, increases those allies' basic stats by 10% and damage dealt by single target attack skills by 15% for each participating human ally. And because it works from the backline and in the sub slot, the only gear set I can really recommend for Mikasa would be an HP defense set. So if you were to run a set on Mikasa here, definitely a full HP defense set would be the way to go. So what gear? Okay, so I have my Meliodas gear on, so we'll just put the full Meliodas set so you guys can see what I mean, right? So there we go. So HP defense, and the reason why you'd want to run this, guys, is because since Mikasa is not going to really be on the field, running an attack crit damage set isn't really going to be helping her too much. You'd rather have some extra CC depending on the event you're doing with Mikasa, considering that, you know, I don't really know exactly what events you would really be using her for. Maybe guild boss, maybe final boss. Like, those are like the only few things I can think of, because the thing with the Holy Relic is that it says excludes demonic beasts and is active outside of PvP, so it's only in the PvE you know, side of the game. And regular PvE that's not demonic beast battle doesn't really require you too much. So yeah, that's why I kind of recommend, at least for Mikasa, HP defense. But if you do want to use her in PvP for damage because you want to build up her passive and all of that, which it does increase all stats of the hero by 6% for each ally that takes damage other than that hero. So you know, with the teammate taking damage and then you running, like, let's say an attack crit set in PvE, that's also another possibility too. That's definitely an option if you want to run it. But I do think overall, if I had to pick a gear set for my Mikasa, I'd definitely make her an HP defense set, just so that I could have a little bit more CC when running her in the backline on like some PvE content when I'm farming, or, you know, in like a final boss, whatever the case. So whenever Mikasa does become used for a human team in PvE, she'll probably be in the back on an HP defense set. So there is Mikasa right there. The next character we got, guys, is going to be Levi. Now with Levi, this is going to be a pretty straightforward answer, and he's going to be an attack crit damage set because of the way Levi works. So you want to make sure you are running an attack crit damage set because Levi is a DPS type character. Attacking the enemy with the lowest percentage of HP results in a critical strike, activates even when attacking the last remaining enemy or when there are two enemies with the same HP percentage. And then if you go to his Holy Relic here as well, increases the hero's crit damage by 20% for every orb in the hero's ultimate move gauge with a spike card, obviously doing the ×2 critical damage. So Levi himself is going to be hitting very, very hard, and because he is made to be a DPS character, you want to make sure you have an attack crit damage set for the Red Levi. Red Levi is a main DPS character, and you will probably see him on the Colossal Raids a lot throughout the collab, because he's just such a good character when using him on Colossal Raids because of the way he works and the guaranteed crit when there's only one enemy. Because in his passive it says activates even when attacking the last remaining enemy or when there are two enemies with the same HP percentage. So if there's only one enemy remaining, that means they have the lowest HP, meaning you guaranteed crit. And so because of that, Levi is going to be super strong against like Colossal Titan and even just like some PvE content where, you know, there's only one enemy. So he's going to be really, really good in that. And so I would recommend an attack crit damage set for the Red Levi. For the Titan Eren, the original Eren that was in the game, I would recommend for you guys probably an HP defense set. And the reason why is because this Eren doesn't really do too much in the regular form, and I feel like you would probably want to tank well so that you could get into that Titan transformation form. So if you guys don't know what the regular Eren does, increases the hero's damage dealt by 10% for every orb in the hero's ultimate move gauge, so that's obviously pretty good. And then his Holy Relic here fills the hero's ultimate move gauge by 2 at the start of the battle, so you get 2 extra ultimate move gauge. So you start with 20% damage dealt, but it's really not going to be helping you out too much, right? For his attacking skills, he does have a gauge fill single target, so same as Green Escanor before LR. And then you do have his AoE skill right here, which does become a dissolve debuff. So there is that, and then it does disable ultimate moves as well. So it's decent, but they didn't really update the multiplier on it, so it's not going to be hitting too hard. But yeah, and then the main thing you want to see with Eren is going to be his transformation, because when Eren transforms, he's going to be getting a pretty pretty substantial stat increase to where he's able to actually do damage. So this is his transform state and the cards that he actually has. So he has Amplify Single Target, which is going to be a very, very strong skill. He has AoE Gauge Deplete, so that's pretty good as well. And then on the ultimate here, it's just straight up attack percent for damage. And then if you look at his updated passive, he now is immune to the ultimate move disable and level 4 blackout effect. So it stops the Demon King ultimate, even though the Demon King will probably one-shot Aaron with an ultimate like that. And then for his Holy Relic here, it still says to the Philips Heroes ultimate move gauge by 2, so that doesn't change right there. But yeah, in my opinion, guys, probably HP defense, because the way Aaron works is that you want him to live to get to the transformation so that you can actually start to do damage. You would think maybe attack crit damage, but if you're running Aaron in anything in the game on attack crit damage, he might be a little bit too low on stats to tank. Maybe in PvE you could definitely argue attack crit damage, but if you were to take this man in PvP just to have fun, HP defense would definitely be the set, and I'd probably recommend to just run this Aaron on the HP defense set because of that. So yeah, that is going to be the Green Titan Aaron. Moving on, guys, we do have the blue SR Aaron here. In terms of blue SR Aaron, the way I would build this man would be attack crit damage, and the reason why is because this Aaron was built to be a DPS. As you guys can see, he does have the same buff skill as red Darieri, because it does give you the evade and then the basic stat increase, and then Aaron does have a single target cancel stance card, so that obviously is going to be hitting pretty hard. And then you do have the ultimate right here, which is going to be straight up single target shatter, and it actually does do a pretty substantial amount of damage considering he's an SR unit. And then if we go to his passive right here, increase to the hero's damage dealt against an enemy of unknown race by 30%, so he does more against the unknown race. And then for his Holy Relic, it's going to be the exact same as the other Aaron as well. So yeah, you can see in the kit for Aaron, he is definitely built to be a DPS, and so because of that, guys, I would definitely make sure to run an attack crit damage set for this Aaron, because he's going to be hitting very, very hard. After you get that buff up and you get the evade, you can kind of dodge all the hits, and then Aaron here will just start to do a ton of single target damage dealt with the cancel stance, and then even the shatter ultimate right here, especially if you fed the dupes from the event. Alright, guys, moving into the brand new characters, the brand new Levi. You're gonna want to run Levi on HP defense in PvP, attack crit damage in PvP, in PvE, I mean. And the reason why I say this, guys, is because Levi in PvP, especially when you're now facing a Demon King, will be relegated to being just a high CC character with a infect skill. So in my opinion, if you're going to be going about it in PvP and you're running like geared, I would think that HP defense Levi would be better, because you would want your team to out CC to be able to apply that infect as quick as possible. And the thing is with Levi as well is that, you know, he is a infect character, so he has that longevity in that he's able to, you know, restrict the recovery related skills of the enemy. And if you're going second because you ran an attack crit damage Levi, that's not really going to help out too much. And I think, you know, the novelty of doing more damage with Levi as well, at least for himself, isn't the greatest in PvP. From what I've noticed, is just like it just benefits the team when you get that market lethality. So I don't think it's necessarily like a thing of, oh, Levi's going to be doing so much more damage. It's mainly to help out like your LR Escanor, your Roxy, your Transcendent Bond. So when you are running Levi, in my opinion, in the geared side of things, I think an HP defense set would be the way to go. So if you were to run a set on Levi, for PvP, I would do HP defense. Now for PvE, that's a different scenario, and you'd want to run attack crit damage, because obviously you want to see as much damage as he's able to do. And with the way that Levi works, if there's a buff on the enemy, you remove it, he's going to start to hit super hard, especially when you're using like the single target attack skill, which is the sure kill ability, which gives you ×2 crit damage when attacking enemies with the market lethality. So obviously that's going to be a very strong skill right there, and that's the way I'd gear Levi, guys. So moving on to Eren Yeager, so the final character from the AOT collaboration and the brand new Eren. So the gear set that I will be running for Eren would be attack crit damage, and that's going to cover across all content in the game, PvP and PvE. Now the reason why I say this is because Eren will not do damage at all if you run him on HP. Eren is meant to do he's a damage dealer character, so as you can see, crush, and then also right here applying the debuff right here. You know, there definitely is an argument for an HP defense Eren in PvP, and I could see that. And if you do run HP defense, that's honestly up to you, but the only real damage you're gonna get out of him on HP defense will literally be this ultimate. So if you don't have like high dupes on Eren, especially, like attack crit damage is gonna be the way to go. And I think in higher tier PvP, HP might be better because of the way it works. And the way I kind of explained for Levi where you want to out CC, you could definitely make that argument. But Aaron is more so of a character where you want him to do the damage, especially if you're going to be, you know, helping him out by applying debuffs on the enemy and doing all that stuff, right? For you guys that don't know, Aaron is a character that has a lot of supportive in his passive too. So, you know, the argument for HP defense is not too bad because he does have the giant allies heal. He does also have the for every buff on the enemy increase 30% damage still, and then when an ally with an attribute advantage uses his skill to attack an enemy, that ally gets a 20% attack related increase as he attacks. So you could run Aaron on HP defense as just like a supportive character and not necessarily for his skills mainly. But if you want to run Aaron for what he's actually made to do, then you would run him on attack crit damage. So that really just depends, right? So in PvP, HP defense, I guess for like the higher tier PvP, especially if you're running him mainly support. If you're running him DPS though, definitely attack crit damage, and then in PvE, it's going to be attack crit damage as the standard set because that's the one you want to use when dealing damage against, you know, enemies in PvE and all that. So yeah, that's pretty much my thought process there, though, guys, on the Attack on Titan collab characters and the best gear sets that I would recommend. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys have made any of those gear sets or if you plan on making the gear. That's gonna be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace out and have a great rest of your day.